Say good morning to those of you listening to Classic Radio 105.5, 105.9. Those of you viewing us via GBN TV. Good morning to you also. Welcome to the Mid-Morning Buzz. Let me say good morning to my guests. We have Dr. Stephen Fletcher with us this morning and Mr. Devon, Britton. Hope I got the names right. I'm the worst with names, so forgive me if
That's all right. You got it perfect.
All right. Let me say good morning. And we have, of course, I would perceive it to be a simple conversation this morning.
Very simple.
We want to talk about the Rural Development Unit. And it's geared to announce about a series of workshops that will be coming up. I'm not who's going to take the lead on this morning to, of course, express give all that information to our listeners and viewers this morning who may have some interest in this particular, of course, workshops that are coming out. Who's going to take the lead and share
I will jump in.
Yeah.
And I will.
Is we going to go to say older first or younger first? Anyway, good morning to you, gentlemen, once again.
Hi, good morning, and thank you very much for having us. Thank all your viewers, your listeners, wherever they might be in Grenada, Carriacou, Martinique, the Caribbean, and the world over. Let me first begin by thanking you for this opportunity to speak specifically about a very important training program, a workshop that's going to be taking place under the auspices of the Rural Development Unit. Yeah. Specifically, my colleague here, Mr. Devon Britton, will give you the specific details on the workshops that are scheduled to take place in 5 or 6 of the parishes, including Carriacou and Martinique. But I will want to set the general context and background to this. As a country, as a developing country, our development is hinged on projects, especially infrastructural projects to deal with roads, buildings, water, electricity, and so forth. And therefore, any agency or government department that is involved in this kind of area of work has to sit as a critical part of the developmental trust of the country. So with the Rural Development Unit, we are very focused on creating the catalyst for rural development. We are very focused on providing jobs in rural communities. Yes. We are very focused on trying to stem the urban drift, where persons are forced to leave the rural communities and come into the urban areas to find jobs. There are many negative consequences as a result of that, and we didn't get into that this morning. But the fundamental point that we want to make, and that we really want to stress, that we really need to emphasize, is that the work of the Rural Development Unit is expanding just beyond providing grant funding to farmers and fishermen, but that we are moving to provide the small businesses in various industries, in various sectors, with the necessary capacity to allow them to participate, to be active participants in the economic and social development of Grenada, Carriacou, and Martinique. As a consequence of that, and having full understanding of the importance of infrastructure development in overall development, we have decided at the Rural Development Unit, with the support of the government, to embark on building that capacity. Specifically, we are going to talk about, and Mr. Britton will provide information regarding the workshops coming up. We are focused for this period on building the capacity of small and medium-sized businesses that are involved in the construction industry. Okay, great. This is an industry that is growing. We want our people, our Grenadian people, to be engaged, to be involved, to be winning bids, both public and private sector contracts in the construction industry. But we cannot sit back and think it's going to happen automatic, at will. There got to be a deliberate policy that encourages the growth of entrepreneurship, that encourages the growth of our contractors to be part of that economic pie, to broaden the economic pie in the country and certainly in the rural areas. As a consequence of that, and with the full knowledge and the philosophical understanding of the importance of the small builders, the medium-sized builders, in this overall process, we are embarking on a tour, what we call it. It's a tour of every parish in Grenada, Carriacou, and Martinique to build the capacity of these contractors. So starting tomorrow, Tuesday, at For Pasture. For Plainfield, there is a lovely facility there, a lovely community center. From 9 o'clock in the morning, we will start this process of building the capacity, and we really want to encourage the participation of small contractors. It is for free. It is for free. They do not have to pay a single cent to participate. They do not have to pay a cent in a program that will allow them to earn. And this is what we are about. Earning, providing persons with increased income, improved quality of life, improvement of the community that they live in, and having much more of the money circulating within the economy. And here is the background and context. I'll now hand over to my colleagues.
Before you move on to Mr. Britton, I wanted to ask a question. Why was it deemed that the rural unit study was important to have a workshop of this nature and to dive directly to the contractors within the parishes? Why was it deemed as that necessary to do that?
Right. As I indicated before, it is critical that we build entrepreneurship, that we increase income flows in rural communities, in parishes, because we know that having the decline of the agricultural sector that has taken place over the last 10, 15 years, it has created a situation where the economy in those rural communities are not that buoyant anymore, where we're seeing the quality of life of persons being affected, right? And it is programs like this that will make those changes. And we decided, you're right, very good question. We could have had a national workshop and put it and say, everybody come to a central location and do that. You know what? By going to the individual parishes, we are recognizing the following. One, that a significant number of local contractors, builders, and so on may have the confidence to come in a broad national event.
Moving away from the developed or the established contractors already.
Absolutely.
Away from that.
Away from them. So these small folks will be much more comfortable in their home base among their colleagues. Right? So we are going for those persons initially. Now, the big guys, they already have, they can employ persons, engineers with the skill set to do what they have to do. But it is important that we get our local people to understand how to cost a project, to understand the procurement process, how they are judged, how they are analyzed. So we're bringing in somebody like Barry's Engineering, who is a consultant who sits on many of these committees and boards that are involved in selecting contractors. So he brings that knowledge to them. So we want to localize it. And as part of a rural development trust, we have to be rural. We have to focus on rural community, enhancing capacity, enhancing income possibilities, enhancing program. In other words, bring it to the people. Bring it to the people rather than have the people to come find you. And this is one of the reasons we are doing it that way.
And I'm assuming, of course, the workshop of this nature will also help the contractors and so forth in the various parishes to develop their craft a whole lot. And that's the key factor towards that. It's not about just offering them the opportunity to build, but to develop their craft is also is crucial for that also. Absolutely,
you're on point. You're absolutely on point. And I could not have said it better. And I will not comment on it, but I live that is. You are absolutely on point.
All right. So, Britton, you want to, of course, share some more information with us in terms of who is invited. We understand that. We understand it's for contractors. But there are various contractors out there doing different things. Is it for the individual to do carpentry, to do plumbing, electrical? And they do that in their community by, hey, I need a little job done at my house. Come do that for me and get it done, and that's it. Who's really invited to come out to this particular?
Right. Okay, so good morning again to you and good morning to your listeners. The question is straightforward. We have contractors. The workshop is not somebody who want to build a little plyhouse. A little board and wall. Because there are certain requirements that meet small business and medium-sized business. All right? We understand that the government has increase the amount of money on small projects.
Yes.
So if I think it's $100,000, you don't have to be.
Yes. That procurement building was 50 and it's going to increase.
Right. So you're looking at people. We consider small beyond $100,000.
Okay.
Medium might be $400,000, $450,000, $500,000. All right. So those are the people that we targeted. So those persons have to, and we have a registration where we ask about how long you've been in business, what type of buildings you would have done or projects you would have done. So we get an idea of the people who's coming forward for that kind of information to be part of the launch.
Okay, understandably so. I mean, it's crucial for that, as you mentioned. Now, tell us about the whole process of what the individual have to go through before they be part of this particular workshop.
Right. Well, there is no long activity. It's just that you have to show interest.
Yeah.
When you come, there will be a registration process. And then we kick straight into the workshop activity. As Dr. Fletcher said earlier, we have the capable person in that of Barry's engineering, who will be there to facilitate. We also have persons from the procurement, our department, the procurement department in rural development, and also from the tendering board, right? Persons who sit on the tendering board. So we have these capacities coming together to give that knowledge to those persons there, and as you rightly say, that they could improve on the skill. Not just for government projects, but it's for private projects as well.
All right, this could actually help you in your whole overall development as a particular contractor out there. So you mentioned a while ago in terms of their skill. So I let's say I'm a contractor out there, but maybe I'm not good in putting together my what's the word I should say? Maybe my not with the bidding, but maybe there's a process that I go through for maybe I'm trying to grab that
tendering process.
My tendering process. I'm maybe not that good at that, but I can do what I can do in terms of the practical skill. Because not everyone is maybe good at the theoretical skill of their business. I know a lot of individuals good at whatever is done practical. You can give them some wood or some whatever, and they can do whatever they can do for you in the best way possible. But they may have put out that request to bid for the whatever project they may want to get done. Are you saying that this particular workshop will enhance them in that particular field?
It definitely will. And in discussion,
the what I was looking for estimates and all of these things.
Right.
That's right.
Right. Some people, the small and medium contractor may not be able to hire QS because of the cost. But it comes back to what myself and Dr. Fletcher was discussing, that you have a joint venture.
Yes.
So one pull from one. You don't have the theoretical understanding, but you have a partner who could assist, whether it be theoretical or financial.
Yes.
You could do a joint venture. But you're right. This is for those contractors who, one, doesn't take the time, because some of them, when they get the contract document, the bidding document, you will hear them say, I just quickly do that overnight to meet the deadline.
An idea comes to my head and I think it's $5. I charge $5.
Right. So that's where Barry comes in. The person like Barry and so on, to kind of point in the direction of what we are looking for, what you should put there to be able to make yourself competitive.
Proper estimating and all these things as it goes on.
If I may just pump in here, this is such a critical question that you have asked and suggestion that you have put out. And let me indicate, because of this same issue of appropriate costing, one, which is a major problem, and that's where many contractors feel in their ability to assess a job and provide the appropriate costing for it. This will not be the end of our intervention in that area to build capacity, as you call it, and to help contractors to really solidify their actual craft. We'll have more sessions to take place that focuses on this area.
It could never be a one-off.
There could never be a one-off.
It had
to be part of a continuous process.
They say learning is a continuous basis.
Absolutely.
You may be, and just as an individual, may develop their craft as they go along. As you go along, you learn more in terms of what you do. You develop, and they say your experience allows you to develop more. But there are parts that you always seem to be lagging on, and that's where this particular workshop will come and help a whole lot. On a continuous basis.
And if you may say, before we get to the specifics of the various parishes, is that the use of technology, modern technology, in the construction industry is something as well we have to help to build our young, small, medium-sized contractors in, right? To introduce the technologies to them and really show them how you can leverage that in a very positive way to assist your business development. So that's another area that we have discussed in terms of how do you do your costing, how do you do accounting, A critical element to this is partnerships, building partnerships. Because as you rightfully point out, you may have a guy who is good at constructing something, he's can read the plan very well, he's probably good at the concrete work, so he's good at the plumbing and so forth. But there are other skill sets that are so critical to implement a good project. So one of the things we're encouraging is for persons to form partnerships. Find the skill sets among your peers and work together to deliver on projects. If we do that and we do it well, we'll see much larger projects being managed, being implemented by our local people and lead to a growth in that sector.
And you mentioned a partnership. It also takes the workload off of individuals.
Absolutely.
You understand? You may be the owner of the particular company, but suppose you have someone who you may have employed who can be able to take care of the financial aspect for you.
Absolutely.
And who can take care of the estimation and all of these things for you. It also takes, so you could focus on what you need to focus on. Now, you were going to share some information with us this morning in terms of how the process will be rolled out in terms of the various parishes, what will be done on what day and so forth.
Right. So, as program manager mentioned earlier, we will be in St. Patrick's tomorrow.
Yes.
Starts at 9, finishes at 12. On Thursday, we will be at the Mermaid's Tavern in Carriacou.
Yeah.
And that's for Carriacou and Pitimatnik.
Yeah.
Persons who are interested. All right. And that would be same time, 9 to 12. Then we come back down to Grenada on the 25th, and we do St. Max and St. John's together at the Goa Fish Market Conference Room. All right. And from there we come to St. George's, where we do the entire St. George's at the Melville Street Conference Room Fish Market.
All right.
And then the last one will be in higher level in Grenville on the 1st of October.
All right.
So we really involving the entire island, the 7 parishes, in ensuring that. And if we calculate it, we might have about 125, 150 contractors that we have touched.
All right. And the first round will include just the base. Is it of a basic nature and it grows as it goes along?
Right, yes. Of course, on completion, we will have them fill out forms and see what are the needs after that. Okay. And then we will focus on that.
All right.
The other needs.
All right. Dr. Fletcher, anything in closing?
Yes, if I may just add here in closing, I think we also have St. David's. The contractors in St. David's can split themselves between St. George's and St. Anne's. They can go in either parish, so it's open to them. The other point that needs to be made is that those who are listening now and want to register in advance, they can call telephone number 442-0105. That's the Office of the Rural Development Unit, and they can simply give their name, contact number, and the parish that they wish to participate in. Right? So it's a very simple process, very easy to get engaged and involved. So we're really encouraging participation in this process. We are giving opportunities, right, to our persons in the construction industry, and please, I encourage you to grab onto it, hold it, don't let it pass by.
And I question that, and it's open for anyone in any particular construction field that you're in.
Absolutely, it's wide open.
It's wide open.
Wide open.
So it doesn't mean you have to be you don't mean a plumber alone or a mason alone if you are contracted doing that. It's open for any field that you're in.
Yes.
All right. Mr. Britton, anything closing before you wrap?
And just before Brother Britton comes in, may I also add that persons who are listening and who has an interest in it could also participate.
So you could come in an individual capacity, not being part of any construction company on the
No, it's very open. It's very individualistic. It's up to the individuals. So, for example, if you have students who are doing the construction program at TAMCC and who has the time and wishes to get involved now to understand these processes, they are free.
In terms of capacity building, they are
absolutely.
Right. Yep. So that's generally what's going to happen. I want to encourage persons to take the opportunity. Sometimes it comes once in a lifetime, but of course we'll do it again, based on the need. And it's an official invitation, as Dr. Fletcher said, to invite persons to come out and be part of it.
All right.
It's going to be really exciting. It's going to be half day, but we're going to make use of that 3 hours to make sure that they get the necessary skill set and knowledge that they need.
All right. Gentlemen, I want to thank you a whole lot. I think it's, of course, an interesting workshop, and I hope the listeners and viewers who have the interest or are interested in, of course, a workshop of that nature should get themselves registered and be part of it. Because, as you said, opportunity that does not always come around. You know? So when you get it now, you should, of course, grab on and take that soon as possible. Thank you once again, and best wishes for the rest of the day.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hope that success for the workshop as also.
Right.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you.
Hey, folks, that's how we take a wrap for this edition of the Mid-Morning Bus here on Classic Radio and GBN TV. Have yourself a good day, folks. That's where we say goodbye for now. Goodbye.